Oh. Completely forgot about that tattoo.
Hardly.
I told you how much he really loved his bike.
Yes.
I guess more than anything.
Tell me again, Frank. Tell me the story of how I got to be named after a motorcycle.
Okay. I actually get a kick out of telling this story sometimes.
Mommy and Daddy got in a big fight, right?
Yeah, it was one of those major hell raisers. It was just after I was born.
And Mommy was determined to name you Frank Jr., right?
Well, hold on here. Who's telling the story? Me or you?
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Dad really, really wanted to name me Harley Davidson after his bike. But he gave in only if Nadine promised to let him name the next baby.
Harley Davidson Cooper.
Yeah, that's you. She said he probably would have gone nuts if he ever found out that she named you that.
But now he's gone. And he didn't know. I'm glad she did it. Somehow, makes me feel more connected to him.
All country running back. 6'2", 235.
Good sized boy.
Mean as he was fast. He busts through the line, flattens the linebacker, and he comes heading towards me.
Mm-hmm. You playing safety?
No, I was trying to look for safety. But I had my eyes on this cheerleader. She was about 10 yards away, waving her pom-poms at me, you know what I mean?
You couldn't cut and run then.
No, all I could see was my life passing before my eyes. So I took dead aim on his numbers and stuck my helmet right between them.
Good.
No! Dead. Boom, crash, boom, blackout. Then I wake up. I'm in the hospital, and this cheerleader smiling down at me, telling me I'm the hero.
You sucked that up, saved a touchdown, and you got the girl.
Well, the moral being, never turn tail when you're chasing it.
I played a little football myself.
Wow! What do you know? That's something else we got in common.
Yeah. I think it's about time you and I got down to talking the particulars of your business qualifications.
Yes, sir.
Rex, you're going to have to give me some references.
Well, I think they'd, step up to the plate for me.
Yeah. But you want to work at Lewis Hall, you're going to have to do better than that.
Hey, I just called my last boss.
He's going to give you a reference?
He said he'll call you in the morning. If that bozo doesn't tell you the best thing since sliced bread...
Well, then I'll call him in the morning first thing.
You know what? I feel like ordering champagne.
Well, it's just this reference. There's no cause for celebration.
No, Mindy's got plenty of cause for celebration. She just got herself a big commission.
Mm-hmm. A nice, big, fat one. Oh, the commission, not the dress.
Oh, all right. Listen, maybe tonight is the night for hiring. I tell you what, Billy, you don't mind if I call you Billy. Look, I'm going to make you a no-lose offer here, all right? I'll work for you 2 weeks, no salary. If you don't like my work, sayonara Rex. But if you do...
If I do, it'll cost me.
Well, what? Everything's negotiable. And if we're both winners, you can take me out dancing.
Oh, really? I could do that for you.
Yes, you could do that for me. I gotta tell you, this knockout of a daughter is the greatest dancer I've seen since I've hit this bird.
Oh, I learned all of that from my daddy. He's called the king of the Texas two-step down home.
Well, if you design clothes as good as you move on the dance floor.
Well, if you can sweet-talk clients the way you sweet-talk women, I'd say Daddy's pretty lucky to have you on board. Well, if I come across any forlorn little tchotchkes, I'll have them messengered to you. You're too kind. Mm-hmm.
Well, Vanessa, quelle surprise. I don't suppose you want a hand with that, do you? Everything all right here?
Yes, Vanessa is making her final retreat.
Ah.
Jenna, the last time that Roger worked here, he embezzled millions. So I'd watch your back, darling. You're bound to get burned. Every woman who gets involved with Roger does.
Look, sis, I promised Elaine I'd be home half an hour ago, so give you a lift?
I
think, actually, Frank, I'm going to stay here just a little bit longer.
I'm sure it's not to play that tape back again, is it? Doesn't that border on obsessing? I mean, just a little bit?
Can I be interested? Can I be curious? I mean, you had him, you know. You have memories of him. All I had was a bunch of pictures of him, and this makes him alive for me. He's walking, and he's talking, and he's laughing. I don't want to give that up right now, okay?
You got it, sis. Listen, you take care. I'll see you tomorrow, all right?
Give Eleni my love.
Okay.
Biggest number of style rings.
I'll do right by you, baby.
Billy? Billy, hi. Look, I'm glad I caught you.
You look like you were about to go 10 rounds with somebody.
Jenna Bradshaw. Just had a preliminary bout with her, most unpleasant.
Did you draw blood?
I declared war on Spaulding.
Was Roger there?
Yes, he was at the end.
So the gloves are off. That's good. That's good. Now, I wanted Roger put on notice. I definitely want him to know that if he messes with Lewis Oil, he's going to get his butt stomped.
I've been completely consumed with all my problems. I didn't even think to ask you about your son. I'm so sorry.
What?
What did you get together with Hart?
Oh, yes, I did.
You did? Well, how did it go?
Well, I guess I can't expect miracles overnight.
I'm sorry, my love.
So, tell me, how long was Ms. Chambermaid here?
Far too long. I really don't like this superior attitude she has, but I suppose she's earned it, hasn't she? She's very competent, extremely competent. Roger, I'm out of my depth. I don't know anything about corporations.
Come here. Now, you listen to me.
Yes.
It's like falling off the proverbial log.
Oh, really? What if I were to tell you that Vanessa and Lewis Oil are waging war against us right now?
Ooh, then I would say that when the blast of war blows in our ears, then imitate the action of the tiger. Stiffen the sinews, summon up the blood, disguise fair nature with hard-favored rage.
Henry V.
And Roger Thorpe.
Of course.
So, if the good folk at Lewis are looking to take us on, I guess we'll just have to stiffen a couple of sinews and bury them. Aye?
Aye.
I've invited Blake to join us.
What on earth for?
I have a business proposition to offer her, but with your approval, of course. Oh, wonderful. You made it. I was concerned that Marlar would try to keep you from coming.
He doesn't know I'm here.
Ah, trouble in paradise?
What do you want, Daddy?
Please, sit down. Please. What I want is for you two ladies to be part of the same winning team. Sound intriguing?
that people like Jenna are always popping off to go somewhere? Can't they just put one foot in front of the other like the rest of us?
She knows I want to talk to you alone about Hart.
Hart?
She hasn't been in touch with you?
No. Where is he?
Oh, he's looking like an animal in one of the Spaulding stables.
He's here? You've seen him?
Yep.
What did he say?
It was not a tearful reunion.
He's still angry?
He's like ice. But the very fact that he came back gives me cause for hope. Now look, what I would love for you to do is to get together with him, try to talk some sense into him, at least get him a decent place to stay. I'll give you some money to lend to him.
Oh, you're gonna have to, considering I'm not rolling in it myself these days. I had a great job for about 10 minutes. But then Jenna took the company away from the people I was working for. Oh, well, tough luck, right? What is it you people say? Hard cheese.
I've never actually said anything like that in my entire life. But if it makes you feel better to think of me as a tiny bit of fish and chips cooked up for your amusement, then please go right ahead. Whatever turns you on, as you people say.
Ladies, this is no way to begin what promises to be the most rewarding association of our careers. Blake, how would you like to continue what you started at Spaulding at a greatly enhanced salary, of course?
Excuse me. Are we talking about my Spaulding?
Oh, don't worry. I'm not interested. Have you lost what remains of your mind, Daddy?
Just a minute. Spaulding has an image problem. Okay, people hear the name immediately. They hear fee-fi-fo-fum, the bloodthirsty giant preying on the small but brave intruder. We have to show that the company under Jenna, her influence, is more politically correct, more environmentally aware.
No, okay, I get it.
It's the public relations challenge of a lifetime.
Oh, I'm sure it would be, but I think there are other people better suited.
No, nobody is better suited than Blake. Look at the job she did on you.
Oh, yes, look at that job. Made me sound like I was a cross between Marla Maples and John Gotti.
It's a compelling portrait, don't you think?
Thanks.
Wouldn't you rather have her with us than a Guinness? It wouldn't be dull.
True, but I'm not sure.
Have a drink.
Salary enhancement did you have in mind?
Oh, really? I don't think I remember agreeing to this deal. Did I say something? I didn't hear myself say something.
Did you ever hear me steer you wrong yet?
Look, Jenna, if I can get past my feelings, I'm sure you can too. So what do you say? You want to give it a shot?
Give what a shot?
Oh, we're just discussing Blake's salary. Can you recall what she was making at the old Spaulding? Because in our new, kinder and gentler administration, we're willing to do a whole lot better.
It's not polite to stare.
She was all ready to take the job. Now she's going to let him talk her out of it.
Well, perhaps it's for the best. I can't believe you've chosen to forget what it was like the last time she worked for you.
Jenna.
Oh, please. She was not an employee. She was an infiltrator, a complete spy.
That was different. That was politics. The stakes aren't nearly as great now that he's no longer running for office.
Don't kid yourself. The stakes may change, but they will always be there. Blake's loyalty is subject to change to the moon, the tides, and whomever is sharing her bed.
No, I think by all means you should return to your father. I mean, he's going to need a lot of help shoveling out the emotional debris at Spaulding Enterprises. Believe me, there is a lot of it. All the anxiety of people who have lost their job and will soon be losing their homes. And Roger thinks all he has to do is waltz in there with a smile and a lot of perfume and people won't notice the stench of decay.
Oh, please, Ross. Nobody died. Stop turning this into a farewell to arms.
Do you honestly think there's no harm in working over there?
It's just business. And I need a job, I really do. Being your whipping boy has its challenges, but certainly not a lot of potential as a full-time career.
Oh, I see now that the only reason you're returning to your father is that I deserted you and it's all my fault. Is that correct?
Where do you want me to go, Ross? What is it that you want me to be? Because everything I seem to do is wrong.
No.
Yes, if I stay home, then you complain because you feel guilty because you're not spending enough time with me. If I try to join forces and work with you, then I inevitably make some mistake that causes you extreme embarrassment.
You have
I cost you your Senate seat, your crucial court case,
And you were the first to point out that it didn't matter what my intentions were.
I never said that it did not matter.
But you never forgave me, did you? You just sat there and you suffered in silence. You were so cold. You didn't touch me. You barely spoke to me. Is it so strange that I would assume that deep down you didn't want anything more to do with me?
You don't have any patience. You want everything instantaneously. Love, anger, forgiving, forgetting. You want it as quick as lightning. You say you're sorry, I say fine. We kiss, we make up, instant gratification.
I don't remember the last time you kissed me. Or said that you loved me. You used to say that to me all the time. Ross, if you could say one loving thing to me, even while you were angry, maybe I wouldn't be so desperate all of the time.
I could say it 10,000 times and you'd still be desperate. That's the trouble.
Well, let's test it out, Ross. If you can look at me and tell me that you love me, I will tell my father to forget everything.
Oh, good. Now we're playing games again. Is this truth or dare? We're playing emotional chicken. When the hell are you gonna grow up, Christina?
Well, maybe now. Maybe when I finally stop waiting for something that just isn't there.
Hi.
Grab a couple of coffees to go, please.
Sure. How would you like them Irishized in the house? That'll warm up your insides.
I'd love them, but I'm on duty. You know what you could do to give me a nice warm glow, though? You could take the bottle and smash it over Mallett's head. He's the guy sitting in the car outside, the one who's screaming.
Okay.
I'm stranded.
I guess so. That's the last of the cab companies.
It's all your fault. You were supposed to report back to me after your meeting with Billy.
Well, you could come over to my room. Spend the night. For old time's sake.
I would rather have head lice.
Honey, you came out in this blizzard to visit Cousin Rex? Mom, didn't you even listen to the storm warnings?
Oh, I never listen to those things. Well, since I was out anyway, I just thought I'd swing by and help celebrate with Rex his new job with Billy.
You got Billy to hire him?
On a trial basis, as a family favor. And it won't be my fault when he gets thrown out on his can.
You know, Mom, as long as we're both here, there's something I think I should warn you about.
About Rex? Oh, honey, he's harmless.
Rex? No. I'm talking about Dad.
Why? We both know that whole story now, don't we? He could have come home to us if he wanted to, but obviously he decided that the grass was greener somewhere else.
Yes. Well, that's how it seemed to me, too, but I think I may have been wrong, so you better prepare yourself because I'm going to find him.
Harley, honey, you have got to stop this. Hating your father one minute, idolizing him the next.
No, Mom. Things have changed now.
How? That's my point. Nothing has changed in 20 years.
It has. For one thing, I've seen him. What? Well, all right, don't have a heart attack. I don't mean in person. I mean, I saw him on some old news footage.
Oh. Well, honey, I am sure that tugged at your heartstrings. It would mine. But Harley, so what? The fact is, as much as I loved him and tried to make you and Frankie believe otherwise, your father wasn't even worth looking up in the phone book.
To you, maybe. Dear son, how about that Joe Frazier? I lost the pool, though. I bet a knockout would take him 6 rounds.
Harley, is there a purpose to this? I have seen your father's letter to Frankie before.
Then you must know that the man who wrote this is someone who's worth my time.
Or someone who wanted to make it seem that way. What's wrong with you?
Oh, your boyfriend, Mallet, had to go out on a mission of mercy.
AC's gone? Oh, no. I wanted to see if he could get me home.
Don't believe anything anybody tells you about your father.
I thought you didn't know him that well.
Nobody knew him. That's the long and the short of it. Don't put that away.
Lisa, I am sure that Detective Mallet wouldn't mind one little bit if you drove Officer Cooper's mother home.
Well, I don't know, Mrs. Lewis. I'm not sure that this is really a good idea.
It won't take you that far.
A lot of guys are getting sent home now, but then a lot of guys are getting sent to Cambodia too, so I can't tell if we're giving up or what. Cambodia sounds even worse than here, but I go where I'm told. Just like I hope you're being good and helping your mom out in the well, he says dinner, but he means diner, which I know you are. She's too pretty to work hard, so us ugly guys gotta pick up the slack. Oh, and Frank, your handwriting is just like a pro, but you gotta work harder on your spelling, too. I love that letter where you used all your vocabulary words in one sentence. Isn't that cute? So write me another one of those. On the double, soldier. Your loving dad.
Harley, Officer Dean is going to drive me home. I'm crazy to get back to the baby.
Mom, you called Billy and woke him up 3 times already.
I know.
I'm gonna stay here.
Honey, why would you want to do that?
Good night, Mom.
Good night, baby. Good night, Rex.
Good night.
I don't know why I'm telling you this, but I'm going to. Maybe because you're the one person who knew my father who admits that there was more to him than met the eye. My father came back. He is alive. His name wasn't on the wall. And maybe that's because he came back to the United States in 1977.
Well, why are you telling me all this?
Because you knew him.
We had a couple heart-to-hearts.
I know, but you're one of the only people I know who shares something with him. And I mean, there's my brother, yes, but I haven't told him any of this, and I can't yet. And there's Mallet, of course, he's wonderful, but I think he's getting sick and tired of hearing about it.
Well, maybe I'm a little thick-headed, but why don't you take your mother's advice and let all this sort of drift out to sea? I mean, you got a great life. You're gonna get married soon, right?
Well, you read the letters. I mean, he sounds like somebody who loved us enough to come back, so why didn't he?
That I can't answer.
Then help me. Help me find him. I mean, you're it. You're the only person I know who seems to actually give half a damn about him. What?
It's hard to say no to you.
Oh, really?
What's your name again?
Dorothea Humphreys. For goodness sakes, you must have heard of them. The family's been with Spaulding since, I don't know, the year 1. Her mother is Wilhelmina Humphreys.
Oh, and I'm sure they call her Willie.
How'd you know? Daddy swears that when she was young and beautiful, she danced as God made her in some godforsaken opium den in Hong Kong after she'd shared some opium with some Manchurian horse traders.
Well, hell, you tell Dee Dee if she wants to strut her stuff. The lobby's perfect. HB and I approve of it. We like to...
Hush. We can get her. I know it. I can get her. Think of it, Billy. 70 million.
70 million? Now there's a figure that'll warm a man up on a frosty morning.
I'll tell you, this woman's just about to snatch the biggest fish out of the Spaulding pond.
Oh, I cannot believe I work for a company that would steal a client from another corporation.
Believe it. Keep your eye on her, Mancini. I'll tell you something. You can learn from watching this lady.
My pleasure. Watching ladies in action is one of the things I do best. Ha!
Well, no, of course, Dee Dee. No, Mr. Lewis will be here. He's very eager to meet
Tell her
you.
if she wants to take off her sweater. I got the heat turned up.
That'll be fine. Good. See you then. Dope, what if she'd heard you?
Well, you said she has a sense of humor.
Well, sort of. Only about certain things. Look, that brings me to a delicate subject. I've got to talk to you about Dee Dee, Dorothea.
You did not make that up. I heard that joke on some old Red Fox album from about 20 years ago. My daddy used to collect them.
Well, your daddy has great taste, not to mention genes. I mean, anyone that could produce someone as bodacious as you are. I mean, not just in body, but mind.
Rex.
What?
Before you spin your wheels here, she happened to have a bodacious boyfriend. How's old Lowell treating you these days?
Oh, kind of like a pair of old fuzzy slippers. You like them a lot, but they're nice and comfy, but you wouldn't want to wear them outside.
Well, darling, I know the best cure for Lowellitis, and that's good hard work. Why don't you come out and show me what you did with those files I asked you about?
Gee. Sounds like a boyfriend's a snooze, you know? Pearls before swine. Tisk, tisk.
You ought to know.
I didn't quite catch that.
I just said if the shoe fits, say oink.
Maybe I should retire to my office.
What office?
Wanda pointed out a vacant one next to the conference room. It's cramped and dark. I'm sure it's what you'd want for me.
I think you're assuming a little too much, Mr. Mancini. You're on a trial basis here, 2-week trial basis. Don't go printing up your nameplate. Look, here's a revised prospectus. I'd like 17 copies. Why don't we start there?
Something tells me that you and Wanda aren't birds of a feather when it comes to Cousin Rex.
Oh, honestly, if she thinks he's adorable, ... Billy, I know that man. I know his type. He's made a livelihood promising the Wandas of this world the moon. And you know what? When it comes time to deliver, he's already dumping his dirty socks into the suitcase.
I never thought I'd see the day. I haven't had to do this kind of stalking, Henry, since my Uncle Roscoe took me up to Saskatchewan to stalk the wild bull moose.
Well, I've been meaning to call you, H.B. I'm terribly sorry.
Yeah, fine. I just waited outside your mailbox and till I saw that old gas guzzler of yours come lumbering down the drive and through the gate, and I followed you here.
Well, I'm sorry. I really have meant to call you.
Have you ever signaled when you're going to make a turn?
Oh, didn't I do that? Well, you see, I haven't driven for so long. Now, Vanessa and I have had to let our driver go. It's, one of those little cost-saving ploys.
That trial was a farce, Henry. Is Ross still going to appeal?
Oh, no, there's no point. Not unless we can find that missing piece of evidence. So, we've just got to live with the verdict. And that won't do us any harm. Tearing down a little.
That's just so much cow flop, Henry. You know it. At your age, you ought to put your feet up and be smoking a good Cuban cigar. Paring down my patootie. Who needs it? What?
Oh, H.B., you can always be depended on to put things into a proper perspective.
It makes me madder than a mud wasp to see you subject to the kind of abuse that you're getting from that smart-aleck little girl.
Oh, no, it's not her fault. No. I should have taken your advice.
My advice? I was the old fool who told you to tell her the truth, and look what she did with it.
Well, if I had told her the truth, this all might not have happened. It's the fact that she learned it from, well, someone who shall be nameless. That's why she couldn't forgive me.
Well, I'll be damned if I'm going to let her hard feelings throw a wrench into the lives of my grandson, his mama, and you. You're all family as far as I'm concerned, and I insist on the privilege of helping you over the financial hump.
Oh, thank you, H.B., but your son's already done that. He's given Vanessa a job at Lewis Oil.
Rule Britannia. God save the Queen.
Jenna?
It's a little late for second thoughts, isn't it?
Hey, I'm sorry, but those guys on the oil derrick, they just complain all the time. The foreman's
Billy, I never got a chance to brief you about Mrs. Humphreys.
Got plenty of time now?
Well, she's an unusual person. A little coddling is what she needs.
Hey, I coddle with the best of them.
doesn't like technology.
What do you mean he doesn't like? How are you going to talk oil without talking technology?
Well, this is important.
Miss Humphreys didn't want to be announced.
Why should your secretary pick up a telephone when I'm only 2 feet outside your door? I say you come in, you say hello, you get on with it. Keeps it simple.
Hello, Dee Dee. Nice to see you again. Dee Dee, this is Billy Lewis. Billy Lewis, Dorothea Humphrey.
Pleasure. Why don't we have a seat right over here?
Mr. Lewis,
Yes.
do you believe in call waiting?
Call waiting?
Yeah, that nonsense where in the middle of a perfectly civil conversation everything goes dead for a second and then the next thing you know you're putting the entire world on hold.
Well, I think my wife had it put in, but it was only a matter of convenience.
Really? What's convenient about being rude to people? I don't believe in it.
Here, Dorothea. You know, I can assure you that whenever you call here, you'll get the same consideration that you got at Spaulding. You'll be put right through.
I have those copies.
Just put them on the table, please.
Oh, this is our new prospectus, if you'd like to take a look at it.
You're squandering good paper. Of course, these days when we have a computer in every room, we do have to find something for them to do, of course. So we print up a brochure or a new prospectus. But tell me, Mr. Lewis, honestly, was this really necessary?
Well, honestly, I thought it was necessary at the time. I wouldn't have done it.
Mr. Lewis can generate a prospectus every day with a clear conscience, because here at Lewis Oil, we use only recycled paper products. Hello, Mrs. Humphreys. My name is Rex Mancini. Waste control.
A waste control?
Yeah, that's my division. And I'm proud to say that under my leadership, we have turned this company around. Am I right, Bill?
Hey, you are dead right.
I think that most people had the impression that when you inherited Spaulding Enterprises that you would be taking over the presidency. But now we understand that Roger Thorpe has been named.
What are you doing?
What do you mean?
You said you wanted to do a follow-up interview of the takeover of Spaulding. Are you sure you didn't mean hatchet job?
Jenna, I'm just asking the questions that people are going to demand the answers to.
No, you're Pied Pipering me right into a corner. You wanted to look as though Roger's been pulling the strings all along and I have been the quiet little mouthpiece.
No, I'm simply looking for a clear definition of the roles.
Fine, I'll give you a definition. How's this one? Roger works for me. I don't care what it says on the door, president or vice president. He works for me. If I am smart enough to realize that his name is a household word in this business a lot longer than mine has been, then that's a point in my direction, wouldn't you say? I'm not about to fall into the trap of thrusting myself down people's throats just because I hold the purse strings. I think that's enough notes. There are many things that I need to learn before I take over as chief executive. So I will learn them. And while I'm learning them, Roger will keep the company at status quo until I'm able to take over the reins, at which point he will simply step aside.
Jenna, do you know those footprints that dance studios paint on the floors to teach people how to do the rumba, the cha-cha, and
Yes.
so forth? Well, you're going to need a set of those because Roger doesn't have the first idea of what it means like to step aside.
You are so easy to scorn his methods, and yet you copy them to a T. You're right, this interview is over, and I'm sure it's not a shock to you. Hello, this is Miss Bradshaw. Could you please tell Roger Thorpe that I won't be back in the office until after lunch? Thank you.
Jenna, I couldn't help noticing that you seemed upset talking to that... Oh, I can't remember her name.
Jilly Grant here.
Oh, yes, works for Roger, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Please, remember, you do not have to talk to every reporter who tugs at your sleeve. You're the head of a major corporation now.
I am so glad to see someone else is worried about the state of our society. We are so busy paging and faxing, drowning in statistics, we have completely forgotten how to talk to each other. My father used to say, you can take the measure of an employee when you look him straight in the eye. Well, today I'm expected to get to know people by looking at a blinking screen.
Well, now, whenever you have a meeting here at Lewis Oil, it'll be the old-fashioned kind of meeting, you know, face-to-face.
Yep, that's the only kind we have here. Occasionally we will break down and use the fax now and then.
Yeah, but only in an emergency. You know what I'm saying? An example, right? Because this breeds alienation, fax machines. I called up my pediatrician the other night. My little boy had a temperature 103 degrees. You know what I got? Voicemail.
Appalling.
If ever there was a time I needed the reassurance of human contact, that was it. And instead, I'm told to leave a message on a machine at the beep. I mean, that is what is wrong with this entire planet. In a nutshell, message at the beep.
I could not agree with you more.
That's why. I mean, I've been so happy here at Lewis Oil for these 15 years, you know? And Bill, what is Bill? Bill, he's family, you know? You got a complaint, he doesn't tell you to leave a memo. Never. I mean, he is there with his big heart and his big Oklahoma-sized shoulder, you know? You could even cry on it if you want to. Right, Bill? Bill?
Dee Dee, he spent a great deal of time this past weekend at one of those retreats where they try and find the inner child.
Yeah, no, I think he found it. You're going to be okay, Rex. Just get a good hold on yourself.
Okay. Oh, hey, I'm sorry, Mrs. Humphrey. You want to talk about plastics, petroleum, stuff.
No. If I wanted to talk about that, I'd have stayed at Spaulding. No, I have been looking for an organic approach. And by George, I think I found it.
Well, welcome aboard Lewis Oil. I mean, the Lewis family.
Now, Jenna, I'm probably the last person in the world that you'll take advice from, but I have given most of my life to Spaulding. Well, the company's now in your hands. And I think that could be a good thing.
Are you sure?
Yes, I am. But you've got to trust yourself. You're bright. You're quick. Listen to the right people. You'll be able to pick up in a matter of months what most people would take a lifetime to learn. But if you listen to the wrong people, I mean, there's always going to be someone who'll say, oh, why don't you go have your manicure? I'll handle the meeting for you. No. Well, you listen to them and you'll end up losing your company. Missing the biggest opportunity of your lifetime.
Henry, are you saying that you feel I can run this company?
I am sure that you can.
So am I. I just didn't think anybody else did. Thank you.